Hey everybody, this is Eric, and we are going to go through week two, the tournaments from Long Island for this is Crown 2024 Gold. And we're going to go over this from a statistical perspective as we did last week. And we're going to continue doing this throughout the whole season. And as you'll see, week after week, we'll get more of a sample size and it will become much more relevant. But I know, again, statistically, what I'm going to need from you guys to compete in the tournaments that Chris is going to have you in. And look, you didn't have that many players, and you had some injuries and all this stuff. And yes, there are excuses across the board, but I know Chris, and he's not going to pull anything from you guys. I mean, you're gonna be thrown right to the wolves. So all I can tell you is what you're going to need and how far you need to go to get there. So for your group, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this last week, what we're going to be looking for on a game-by-game basis, and then we'll talk about how to get there, is an effective field goal percentage of 50%, a turnover rate of under 20, and an offensive rebound percentage of 30% or higher. Now, I'm not going to get into where that all comes from. You'll just have to trust me that these are the numbers that you are going to need, and it's what I look for. And then we could talk about how to get you there. Again, if you were playing much weaker teams, I would demand less, but I know what's going to take to beat the teams that you guys need to beat. Let's put it that way. So we're going to start with this first game where you guys lost by 30, and this is what losing by 30 looks like. Okay, you have an effective field goal percentage of less than 40, which is just never going to work. Turnover rate well over 20, 27%, and you're hung in there rebounding wise, but this is really what a 30-point loss just is going to look like, and that's the way it goes. So what can you do about this? Like, how do you improve? How could you have improved upon this effective field goal percentage? You can improve on turnover rate by, taking care of the ball better, running more efficient offense, being more, simple with your actions. Offensive rebound percentage, you could sort of improve by, just being a little bit more aggressive, I suppose, or sending more guys to the rim. But the thing you could probably improve the most is your effective field goal percentage. That would either be by taking better shots or distributing the good shots a little bit better around among your players, or just getting better at shooting, which is the hardest thing to do, like week over week. But let's just take a look the box score and see what this looks like. So what we're looking for in this game against Lightning, in the not the box score, but the shot chart, sorry. In the shot chart against Lightning, what you're looking for are, of your 40 shots, you want less than 4 of them to be inside this kind of bad 2 range. So right here you have 1, 4, 8, 11, 12. So 12 out of 40 bad 2s is usually going to translate to a poor effective field goal percentage. Now, you're not going to let me sell you on this now because you happen to have done okay from here. But in the long run, these shots are extremely poor. If you continue to shoot from here, you're going to be blown off the court, because you ran well ahead of expectation from these spots, and yet still at a 42% effective field goal percentage. What's a little annoying is this 1 for 8 right at the rim, because I want you shooting it at the rim, but this is unfortunately a problem throughout the program. And I shouldn't say throughout the program. I think it's a problem throughout all of AAU, is this finishing from the left side. It's just extremely poor. So I don't know, something to keep in mind, both from a training perspective and an offense perspective. With respect to the threes, 7, 8, 9, 16, you were 4 for 16. Not great. Obviously, you really want to make 1 or 2 more of those. But more important is to see where the distribution of these shots came from. Just want to make sure that the right people are taking the shots that are being taken. So let's take a look at the box score from this game. We'll take a look at some individuals. Now, you only had, well, we have to actually put in, what's his name? Andreas's stats. We're going to do that as soon as I get off of this, actually. This is the Andreas 35. in any case, shooting threes, we had Michael and Matt. I guess I can't argue with that. So the right people are taking them. Got to make them a little bit better. And these finishes against the rim, Federico, 0 for 6, all from 2. Now I could click through this, Federico, and show you all the misses in here, but I'll let you do that. I know the coaches can do that, but I don't want to deal with that. So overall, just this game, this is what losing by 30 looks like. Your shot selection was just on the okay side, and you just couldn't execute. Not a big deal. But I got to remember, by the time you see this, I will replace this probably with Andreas's name. You could help me out by having different numbers, of course, but maybe that's for my birthday. All right, let's move on to the next game. And that's another game where you struggled. It's against Rising Stars. Now, you guys were in this game for a while. So good for that, but you couldn't keep it up for the rest of the game. Let's take a look at the stats from that game first. And that would be it's Rising Stars. Yeah, I figured. I mean, this is a pretty darn good performance. I mean, I have to say, 55% effective field goal percentage, which is excellent. 24% turnover rate, which is not good. And offensive rebound percentage is pretty good. So, I mean, I really have nothing to complain about, except for the fact that they were better, and that's going to happen sometimes. The problem here is you look at Rising Stars, they had a 44% effective, offensive rebound percentage and only 7% turnover rate. So, I mean, you just couldn't do anything defensively. You couldn't keep them off the rim. You couldn't keep them off the glass. But as far as the stuff you can kind of control, I'm actually not upset with this literally at all. This is extremely strong. Let's take a look at the shot chart. And this is why you get into these numbers and you don't just look at the final score here. This is very useful. It's a very useful game. I mean, let's take a look at the distribution here. You have 3, 4, 6, 7 out of 47 bad twos. Again, not great. I would like to get rid of these if at all possible. But look at you guys from 3 for 6, 2 for 3, 3 from 8. 0. This is pretty good. And look at this, much better at the rim. Look at this, 8 for 9. 3 for 9 over here. I'd prefer this to get, be a little better. But this is a pretty good performance by you guys, honestly. I know you're going to say, well, I lost by 20. But listen, you had 6 guys, and they were tough. You can only control what you can control. I know it's easy to yell at you and say, play defense. But sometimes they're athletic, and they can just get to the rim. There's not much you can do about that sometimes. But offensively, I'm really this is not bad. Let's pull up the box score from this game. Let's see individually how people were doing. Again, we will fix Andreas's in a minute. That's very interesting the way they did this. Anyway, Matt, I like him getting to the rim. That was good. Only 1 for 6 from 3. I mean, you're probably better than this normally. Federico, much better. Wasagi even 2 for 2 from 3. I mean, good, nice performance. I mean, I know you don't want to hear it because you lost by 20, but what you guys did offensively, especially with only 6 guys, you were in this game for quite a while. I mean, I definitely consider this a springboard game. I like this game a lot, actually. All right, let's move on to the last game, which you guys got the dub. Excellent. We'll pull it up. This is Castle. You guys won by 3. And look at that, 51% effective field goal percentage. I mean, I like this. I really, really do. Turnover rate a little high, but not a big deal. You got more rebounds here. Boy, I was expecting a much weaker showing here, but this is not bad. Castle, let's pull it up here. The shot chart. 5, 6, 7, 9. I still don't like the bad twos. I really wish that you would get these out of there. Now, again, you can click through these and see what these are exactly. Maybe some of them are not that bad. For example, if I click through this, maybe this is actually not that bad. Let's take a look. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, that's no good. No, Mike, that's really, really no good. Okay, that's really, really terrible, actually. Yeah. But overall, I mean, Really no complaints. Let's look at the box score from this game. Few other games from Castle. And let's see who did well. Mike, 3 for 5 from 3. Very nice. Frederico, again, pretty nice game. Overall, I mean, this is strong. I like it. You guys could be onto something here. So again, 1-2, but you were right in that second game. Let's take a look at the season. I know it's only 5 games, but it is a sample size to start with. And let's just see where you guys are at. Stat report. View games the whole season. Boom. Effective field goal percentage, you're a little weak. 47%. We need to get that up to 50. Turnover rate, right about where you need to be. I prefer it a little better. Offensive rebound percentage, not bad. Okay. So the next thing I want to look at is the overall shot chart. This is for the whole season. Shot chart for whole season. Again, I want to improve this. I mean, of 248, you have way too many of these bad twos. Like, look at this, 3 of 13. Like, this is what you're going to get from this range here. I'd like to get rid of all of this. Now, as far as individual statistics for the whole season, this is what I would like. What I would like people to strive for is to either have 33% average from 3 or a 50% average from 2, or preferably both. Because what that translates to is about 1 point per possession. So let's just take a look. As far as twos go, you do get some people that are over 50% from 2, which is not that hard. But let's see if we can get anybody above 33% from 3. Look at this, Mike, very nice, 40%, off to a good start. Frederico, 33%. Leo, I mean, he obviously got off to a really hot start in first game. So we have guys that can make threes, and we have some guys that can get to the rim. There's no need to take the bad twos. But I don't know. Listen, I don't know if you guys are going to win any of these big tournaments, but you're going to be competitive. I mean, the numbers don't lie. And as long as you continue to take these good shots, and probably you should probably just do a little bit better with the bad twos. I don't know. Maybe you get some of these guys back that are out. Maybe you can do some damage. I don't know. Maybe I should be harder on you guys. Maybe I should demand more. We will see after the next tournament. But until then, listen, pretty reasonable performance. Keep it up.